Good morning everyone. Today we will discuss the class 8 chapter 2 topic name from trade to territory. So in this topic we have already seen that how British East India Company established their dominion and their first factory in India, and how they had won the battle and Indian Ocean region and established their dominion all over the South Asian region. So today we learn that how company began trade in Bengal and how they slowly captured the political power of India. Okay. So first of all, we have to know that that in which year they established their first factory in Bengal. So British East India Company established their first factory in 1651 AD in Hooghly. Okay. So Hooghly is situated on the bank of river Bhagirathi. It is also called river Hooghly. So when they established their first factory, at that time the other colonial powers also came here and they established their colonies in Bengal. But slowly you have read how they emerged as the most powerful one and they captured the most of the trade and the activities in the eastern side of the India. Now, after 1651, they slowly intervened into some political matters, and they also established a office beside their warehouse or factory in Hooghly. What is factory? You have to know first that a factory is a place where a warehouse for their goods they established, and also there are some offices where the company officials sat and they doing their office jobs, and beside their factory there are some quarters also for living for the family members and people who are working for the company, the living quarters. And at that time, you know that there are naval rivalry, and all the time the opponent companies like French East India Company, Portuguese East India Company, Danish and Dutch East India Company, they always try to harm themselves, because and sometimes they attacked their factory and looted their goods. So that's why, to protect their factory, they also established a small fortification around their factory in Hooghly. But this small factory is not enough for their trading activities. That's why in 1696 AD they bribed the Mughal officials and somehow managed the zamindari of 3 villages: Govindapur, Sutanodi and Kalikata. So these 3 villages they brought from the Mughal officials and established their new factory, and it was named today Kolkata or Calcutta. That is the state capital of our state, West Bengal. So it is established in 1996 in Calcutta. At that time it was known as Calcutta. Today it is Kolkata. So first they established their factory in Hooghly and now in Calcutta. And they also established a small fort to protect their officials here. And name of the fort? Fort William. this fort today is the headquarters of Indian Army Eastern Command. So in this case, when they established their forts, when other Indian rulers and in other parts, they also emerged their power, as well as the Bengal Nawabs like Murshid Quli Khan. But Murshid Quli Khan was not very much impressed by their activities in Bengal, but they are watched very carefully all these matters. At that time, they also managed to get the rights to trade duty free in Bengal, and they have got the permission from Aurangzeb at the time, the Mughal emperor, and to trade in Bengal duty free. What happened then? But they are very clever. They made some fake copies of the farman, which actually given by the Mughal emperor Aurangzeb to the East India Company. But all the company officials, they slowly started their own personal business, and they purchased commodities from India, and without giving tax, they sent it to the England. First, the officials of the Murshid Quli Khan did not understand the matter, but slowly they understood that this is a big, it's a one type of corruption, and it was done by the company officials. Then slowly they had some problem emerged. Now what happened next? After the death of Aurangzeb, the conflict between the Nawabs of Bengal and the East India Company are intensified, and these things are led the total matter into a battle. Yes, the Battle of Plassey. So in this subunit we learn how trade led to the battles. So when the Aurangzeb was died in 1707 AD, death of Aurangzeb. Then the regional rulers like Murshid Quli Khan and his successors like his General Alivardi Khan and his grandson Sirajudollah, they had a conflict with East India Company. When they realized that they not giving them the revenue and the duties on the goods, they became so much angry. And when they established and they increased their fortification in Kolkata beside Fort William, it was also give them very it was also a reason for tension for them. And now what happened? There was another ritual that when any Nawabs, suppose the Nawabs of Bengal sat on the throne, they were coronated, and when the coronation, the local rulers and all the zamindars, they pay some tributes, but they also got the zamindari of the 3 villages, but they are not sending any tribute. They were not sending any tribute in their coronation of the Nawabs. So it was a very disrespectful act for Nawab. So Nawab became very angry. So day by day, their economic activity, it is a reason for the anxiety of the Nawabs, and they also put a ban of their minting. At the time, the British East India Company, they mint their own coins, though their other coins are in the market, like the Nawab's coin also there in the market, Mughal coin also there, but they started minting their own coin with their king's image. That is the reason the Nawabs of Bengal are very much angry on them. And what happened next, that they also, the Mughal Nawabs also charged them with some serious complaints, that they accused them that they are not giving the proper respect to the Nawabs, they writing disrespectful letters to them, they not giving the duty, as well as they misbehave with the officials, and they giving shelter to the enemies of the Nawabs, and they also increase their fortification. So all these things together create a tension between Nawab and East India Company. On the other side, what is the narrative of East India Company? They said that the Nawabs of Bengal, they totally against them and they are not cooperate with them in their business. So to increase their business, East India Company need to increase their fortification and other things. But the East India Company, they are not allowed to increase their fortification and increase their business. They also need to acquire more villages for their business, but they are not allowed. And the Mughal and the Nawab's officials all the time asking them for bribe. So it is a very difficult for them to make business in Bengal after bribing the Nawab's officials. So in this way, both the narratives are it is also show us that what was the reason of the conflicts between the two parties, and all these things are led to a battle, a serious battle, which was turned the political future of Bengal. So, and the name of the battle, Battle of Plassey. So in the next unit, we'll learn how Battle of Plassey become a Magna Carta of Bengal as well as Indian politics, and it will give them the power. The East India Company got the power to rule the Bengal.